Chapter 16. Hi, honey, how are you doing? Mom, where are you? Leah hugged the phone receiver to her ear. Hawaii, her mother said. You sound like you're next door. Her mother took a breath. Neil and I are spending more time here before we head back to the mainland. It's been a fabulous trip. Did you get my postcards? Leah glanced at the colorful pictures lining her refrigerator door. Sure did. It sounds like you have been having a good time. Oh, have we ever? I'm sorry you missed it, Leah. How's your summer been? I'm having a great time, too. Really, I was hoping you weren't having regrets about not coming along. No regrets, Leah told her. That's good. Her mother sounded relieved. Well, Neil's taken 100 pictures and made a ton of tapes with the camcorder. I can't wait for you to see them. When will you be home? In 2 weeks. Summer's almost over, you know. School will be starting soon. Leah's heart lurched. Her gaze flew quickly to the calendar on her kitchen wall, and she saw that August was well underway. She'd been so caught up in her everyday life she'd forgotten how close it was to the start of the new school year and to going home. Somehow it had seemed as if her life in Napanee would go on forever. I guess you're right. Do you see Dr. Thomas again? Not until fall, I think. I have an appointment card around here somewhere. How have you been feeling? I feel fine. Leah hated being reminded that her health wasn't perfect. There are days now when she never even thought about it, and then there were days when she thought about it a lot. The soreness in her knee came and went. When it came, she took pain relievers and tried not to bend too much. We got back to school shopping to do, her mother said. Why don't I come and help you pack up your things on the 23rd? I guess that's all right. I have to tell Mrs. Stoltz exactly when I'll be leaving. What would you think about driving into Chicago to shop after you come home? I've heard the bargains there are fantastic. Sure, Mom, that'll be fine. Then it's settled. I'll call you when we get back to our place, her mother added cheerfully. See you soon, and Neil says hi. After hanging up, Leah stood holding the receiver and listening to the dial tone. Her wonderful summer was almost over, her time with Ethan almost gone. She finally hung up the phone and leaned her forehead against the wall. She couldn't imagine her days without him. Oh, Ethan, she sighed, what are we going to do? Mrs. Stoltz needed some fresh produce, so Leah drove out to the Amish stand. She looked for Rebecca among the Amish kids working, but she couldn't find her. A girl's voice said, If you're looking for Rebecca, she left early today. Leah turned to face Martha Dewberry. Martha was dressed in a short summer Amish dress of pale green and was holding a basket of beets. Leah said, Oh, well, thanks. Could I help? I just need some vegetables for the inn. I'll show you what is the freshest today. I know how Mrs. Stoltz likes high quality. Leah reminded herself that in such a small town everybody knows everybody else. It was no surprise that Martha could pick just the right things for Mrs. Stoltz. Still, Leah disliked tagging along behind Martha while Martha chose items from the stacks of vegetables and fruits. There, Martha finally said, handing Leah 2 sacks full of food. This should be enough. Leah paid at the cashier and carried the stacks to her car. Martha opened the car door for her. I guess you'll be going home soon, she said. You're still in school, aren't you? Yes, I'm leaving soon. Yes, I still have another year before I graduate. Martha smiled, reminding Leah of a contented cat. Then your summer has been successful? I've had a good time, if that's what you mean. Tension crept up Leah's neck. I like it here, and I've made some good friends. Will you come back? Leah squared her chin. I might if I'm invited. It's not easy being Amish for you English. One summer is not a true test of being one of us, you know. Is that what Martha thinks? That I'm trying to be one of them? I guess it's never good to try and be something you're not, Leah said. But I think it's okay to sample different things in life. Isn't that what you Amish do when you take a fling? Martha's cheeks colored, and Leah knew that her barb had hit home. You are right. Experimentation is not a bad thing, Martha said. Making the new wrong choice is the bad thing. Tired of dancing around the subject, Leah blurted out, Is that what you think Ethan's done? Made a bad choice by being with me all summer? Martha shrugged. It's not for me to say. Ethan is a grown man, but the summer is almost over, and you will be leaving because you are English and have another life away from here. But I will remain because this is my place, and Ethan will be here too, because this is his place. I offer you no bad feelings, Leah. It is the way things are. Leah turned away. Anger bubbled inside her. But she could not dispute anything that Martha had said. She had heard that patience was a virtue, and in this case it was. Martha had patiently waited on the sidelines all summer, knowing full well that autumn would come, and with it Leah's departure. Partly because Martha had made her angry, partly because she wanted to see her friends, Leah drove up to the farmhouse. She struggled to calm herself. She didn't want any of them to know she was upset. There was nothing anyone could do. As Martha had said, it is the way things are. Leah parked the car, opened the door, and felt a wet, stinging smack against her leg. Startled, she looked down to see water soaking the leg of her jeans. She looked up to see Simeon gaping at her from the corner of the house, a water balloon poised in one hand. Leah, he called. I'm sorry, I was trying to hit Rebecca. Rebecca darted from behind Leah and the old wagon wheel by the flowers, a water balloon balanced in each hand. Her sleeves were rolled up, she was barefoot, and the front of her pale yellow dress was soaked. Oh, Leah, are you all right? The little girl asked wide-eyed. I'm fine. I was planning on taking a shower later anyway, and now you saved me the trouble. What's going on? We're having a water fight, Rebecca said with a toothy grin. Does your mother know? Oh, yes, it's fun. Leah took one of the balloons from Rebecca and juggled it lightly in one hand. Fun, you say? Without warning, she spun, heaved the balloon, and hit Simeon squarely in the chest. She grabbed Rebecca and yelled, "Run!" The two of them dashed like rabbits toward the barn, Rebecca shrieking and Leah laughing. Simeon followed in hot pursuit at the barn. Leah rounded the corner and crouched. "Where's more balloons?" she asked breathlessly. Giggling, Rebecca handed her the one she still carried. "This is all I have. You don't have more? Uh-oh, I think we're in big trouble." "Follow me," Rebecca said. "We'll hide." They crawled on all fours inside the barn. At the far end, Leah saw Ethan busy heaving forkfuls of hay into stalls. He didn't see them. Shush, Leah said. "He might tell Simeon we are here." They scurried into an empty stall and peeked through the slats. Simeon raced into the barn, his water balloon held high. He skidded to a stop. "Where are they?" "Who?" Ethan asked, looking up. "Leah and Rebecca. They're in here." "I do not think so." "Help me look." Leah watched as Simeon and Ethan made their way slowly towards them. Rebecca's eyes danced, and she clapped her hand over her mouth. Leah clutched the balloon and held her breath. As the two brothers passed their hiding place, she sprang to her feet and tossed the balloon. But Simeon, seeing it coming, dropped and rolled out of harm's way. The balloon landed with a splat on the side of Ethan's face. "Oops," Leah said as Ethan whipped around. "Sorry about that." She offered an innocent smile and a shrug. Simeon held the fire, and Rebecca looked up expectantly at Ethan. Ethan looked so comical, standing in front of her, dripping wet, that Leah started laughing. "Do you think this is funny?" Ethan asked with mischief in his eyes. "Hysterical," Leah managed between laughs. "I have one balloon left," Simeon said, offering his prize to his brother. "One balloon is not enough." Lightning fast, Ethan caught Leah's arm. She squealed as he heaved her over his shoulder like a sack of grain. "Put me down." "I will," Ethan said, striding purposely out of the barn. "Hold your breath," Rebecca yelled. "You're in for a dunking." From her upside-down vantage point, all Leah saw was the ground. Then Ethan stopped, and the view of the ground gave way to one of the animal watering troughs. "Don't you dare, Ethan Longacre," she wailed, but to no avail. Leah screeched as Ethan plopped her into the water. She came up sputtering and splashing. She grabbed at Ethan's shirt front as Rebecca shoved him from behind. He lost balance and fell smack on top of Leah. They both yelped and floundered, sending water every which way. Rebecca and Simeon came over to see and also landed in the wooden trough. All four of them sloshed around like a floppy fish, struggling to get out. Leah slipped and went down in the mud. Ethan came over the side next and slid beside her stomach first. Leah burst out laughing again. Ethan flipped a wad of mud at her. She retaliated, and soon they were tossing handfuls of mud at each other. By the time Leah finally wiggled away, she was coated with gooey mud, and Martha's words were all but forgotten. "I should murder you. We are Amish. We Amish are non-violent, remember?" Leah was laughing and shaking mud off her hands and arms. "I'm a mess. Mrs. Stoltz will never send me out to buy vegetables again." "You're a pretty mess," Ethan said, digging into the water and wiping her cheek. Rebecca leaped out of the trough. Come, Leah, let's go clean up. We'll use a pump by the house." Ethan helped Leah to her feet. "Should I?" she asked. "I don't want to get you all in trouble with your parents." "Charity and Mama have gone into town, and Papa is working with Opa in a field far away from the house. Come and clean up," Ethan urged her.